Lenovo may be the world's biggest personal computer maker, but the company is also now trying to grab a major share in the global smartphone market. It has made headway in China, but the US is proving more difficult. Lenovo is hoping that its new smartphone lines can make a difference. And that may change with the unveiling of the Phab2 Pro. Mark New sat down with Lenovo North America President Emilio Ghilardi and asked him what separates the Phab2 Pro from the competition.
The first is this product that incorporates some of the Project Tange technology, which fundamentally, to oversimplify, is a way to utilize your phone as a way to navigate yourself inside any complex building, and being able to use it as a way to detect three-dimensional objects and play with them in any single possible way you can think about. So it's a sort of an interesting way to combine reality with what we call virtual reality into this concept of augmented reality.
Tell us about some of its most unique applications.
And you can design application using this technology that can go into gaming, which is the usual suspect, but there are also multiple commercial applications, and one we showed today with our partner Lowe's, into being able to navigate some of their store and or simulate how some of their products could look like into your ideal home.
You also released the Moto Z smartphone, which incorporates something called Moto Mods.
Right, so the idea is about modularity. So the concept about trying to use a smartphone as a Swiss knife, sort of being good enough to do everything, but not perfect in doing anything, it's a sort of a concept of the past. The idea we have is we design a great smartphone, but we can complement the capability of a smartphone by developing an ecosystem whereby you can connect additional devices in a seamless way. You don't need to turn it off. You just plug it in, using this, we call them the magic magnets, and attach one or the other, and you can transform your phone into a hub for your digital life. So that's the idea of modularity. And as I said, we're just starting to see the opportunity. Now we are coming to market with the first generation of 2-3 devices, the projector, for example, which solve a real customer problem about how do I show my video to a broader audience without having to connect to something. So I just project on the wall or on the ceiling. That's one. The other one is to deal with the usual, I don't have enough battery life.
Are you worried that consumers might end up with too many mods to have to carry them around all the time?
True, that is a possibility. But we all travel with big bags, and we have probably more gears inside that we use. So the idea is, instead of trying to build a bulky telephone, a bulky smartphone that has everything you can think about, and by definition not being that good in doing anything, I think it's an interesting concept. Now, the market will tell if this is the right approach or not, but I think that is a bit unique. It's the sort of the first time that you see somebody being able to somehow challenge the status quo, instead of just coming with the next better camera or the brighter screen or a bit of longer battery life. Say, look, let's do the best phone we can with existing technology, but acknowledge that there are additional things the customer may be willing to do.
In the past, the Lenovo brand name was primarily in China, Motorola in the US and other markets. Is that no longer the case?
Well, the idea is Motorola has a lot of equity in many markets, particularly in the US market. There's a history of innovation. It's known for having been first in developing many innovative products. And so we are evolving the Motorola brand into Moto and Lenovo by Moto. So the idea is to leverage the history about Motorola or Moto, but at the same time, our brand is Lenovo. As expensive as it is to keep the value of one brand, you cannot afford to have too many.
For quite some time, the US mobile market has been dominated by Samsung and Apple. Are you hoping to break into the top 2, the top 10?
The smartphone market is a tough one, and it's particularly tough in this market. As you said, there are entrenched competitors. Our ambitions is to continue to fight in this market and being able to be one of the few standing down the road. There are too many manufacturers today. I think Huawei today mentioned 200 phone manufacturers around the world. There is not enough room for 200. Is there enough room for 10? Maybe. And we certainly have ambitions that will position us much better in the top 10.
At Tech World, you also showed off a smartphone device that could actually wrap around the wrist. How far away is that from hitting the market?
Well, as you've seen, it is a working prototype. The technology is there. As always, when you look into things that are at the edge of technology, it's a question of how much volume do I need to get in order to be able to get this technology to an affordable price. Everything has to be bendable, otherwise something will break in between. That is the challenge, because the screen is actually already available today. Is how do you create everything else around, the motherboard, the battery, and all the individual components. So my personal view is that this type of devices are maybe 2 years from being available to the broader consumer audience.
If you like what you just saw, follow us on social media and visit our website, cctv-america.com.